March 12th, 2019. Danny, what's going on with Aunt Becky and Felicity Huffman in the news today?
Yeah, come on, Danny.
What's happening? Why is Aunt Becky going to jail?
Danny froze again.
Oh
But
man.
yeah, Aunt Becky is going to jail.
Tyson, how much time will Aunt Becky do?
Probably life. I don't even know who Aunt Becky or
You
Felicity
don't know
Huff.
who Aunt Becky is from Full House?
Yeah, I do. Jesse's
Yeah,
girlfriend.
yeah.
What's she do?
She like cheated on like SATs to get like her kids in college.
Whoa,
Danny is we've lost Danny early
forever.
on
Wow.
this morning. We'll see if we can get Danny Bryson back.
I hope so.
I hope s- I hope so.
So she was cheating. She won't serve time for that.
Yeah. Let me
They'll
see.
make her kids redo it, and maybe she'll pay a fine or get like reprimanded from the education
Yeah.
system somehow.
Yeah. This says the wrong thing, but at least we're both on the screen.
Yeah, at least we have that for us.
Yes, this was
And
from
we
when we did a podcast and like a million years ago.
This was yours and I.
Well, I mean, yeah, this was me and you. Ghost
Wow.
Island episode 11 recap. It was probably like 1 year ago.
I said yours
Almost.
and I because I had it in my mind that Fishback's going to watch this and correct us on it,
Yeah,
and
but
I said it wrong,
he's not gonna watch it though.
and you said it right.
Yeah. So yeah, Aunt Becky and Felicity Huffman, they were like
Who's Felicity
faking.
Huffman?
She is the wife of William H. Macy,
Okay.
and they cheated to get their kids into good colleges.
Wow.
Would you do something like that for Bergen?
Uh, I mean, if I could get away with it, maybe,
Mm-hmm.
and if it earned them scholarships.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
going to get them into good colleges that I have to pay for because that just sounds expensive.
How come William H. Macy's not going to go down for this? He's just going to throw Felicity Huffman under the bus?
Yeah, that's the William H. Macy we know, right?
Yeah. Um,
Every single role he's ever played has been the smarmy dude
Shady
who's,
guy.
yeah.
Lori Laughlin, meanwhile, and her husband agreed to pay bribes of $500,000 in exchange for having their two daughters designated as recruits to the USC crew team. Boy, Aunt Becky.
So weird.
Yeah. That she couldn't just offer Full House signed memorabilia.
I don't think that's worth as much as it once was.
Yeah. Okay. Um, should we have an AMA with Tyson while we're waiting for Danny Bryson
We
to show
sure
back up?
can.
I mean, this
We
isn't
sure
going to be in
can.
the podcast. This is just for the live stream
Yeah.
people.
Yeah. They
Okay.
get us something special.
Or do you have any other thoughts on Survivor Ghost Island episode 11 that you wanted to talk about?
Yeah. Well, since we have the banner up
Yeah.
there, man, I wish I could even remember anything about it because that sure would be fun to pull some memories from it, right? Like who
Mm-hmm.
got voted. If I can remember like who got voted out, and some of the
Yeah. I think it was probably either Kellen or the one before she got voted out.
okay.
Yeah. Okay. So all right, we're taking questions with Tyson about who's not seen Desperate Housewives or Full House or Fuller House.
Yep, I haven't seen any of those,
Okay. All right. Let's see.
but I have seen Pen 15.
Pen 15. What's Pen 15?
It's on Hulu. There he
I don't
is.
even know what that is.
Pen 15 is two 30-year-old women, 31-year-old women who wrote about their junior high experience in a comedic way. And
Hmm.
then they play themselves in the show. And it's pretty funny
Why is it called Pen 15?
because it looks like penis when you write spell it out.
Oh, that's how they get you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, Danny, how you feeling?
I'm feeling fine, but my internet's a little sick.
Okay. So we're hanging in there with Danny Bryson. Maybe
Yeah,
the video might be
trying.
a little bit on the choppy side, but the audio
Will
wait
be
till you hear
fantastic.
the
All that
podcast
matters.
version.
Yeah.
Make sure to download and listen to the podcast episode in case you miss any jokes that Danny says in the live show today, just to
Right.
make sure you didn't miss any gems. All right, and Danny,
Danny, why don't you pay for the highest speed internet?
Oh, I do. it just never works.
Yeah.
Like all tech promises, they're all empty
Yeah, they're all overpromised.
Yeah.
and too expensive.
You think all that hot soup is gonna by itself, Tyson?
Dude, if I could fix
That's
my
true.
router by pouring a creamy soup on it, I would.
Did you try that?
A cream of
It's up
broccoli.
next. I got to wait for them to come out with the fresh soups before I go down there and buy
Oh,
them.
do you wait for the fresh soups?
Yeah, I've got a system.
Oh, you know when they come out.
About an hour.
Yes. Try the New England clam router. Okay. That's the best for the internet.
So gross. Danny, I'm surprised you don't just have like sores all over around your mouth.
How do you know I don't? Maybe
Yeah.
I'm just really good.
Yeah.
Maybe Liz got some makeup on you. Yeah.
No, some of the best makeup artists are men now, so
That's true.
I'm
Yeah.
going to become one of those.
Okay.
Okay.
Tyson, are you drinking moonshine? Shauna wants to know.
It sure looks like it. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever you never had moonshine?
I've never had moonshine, but I would take a sip now because my throat is still sore and I'm still congested a little bit. It's been going on a week and a half.
Yeah. You have like one medical calamity after the next.
Dude.
Got one
I just-
foot in the grave.
You hit
A guy
40
like
and
me
it's
just
all
can't take a break.
downhill.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You
I'm
ready?
not even 40 yet.
Oh man.
Dude, that's bad news.
That's bad if it starts on
Yep.
the good side of 40.
I know.
Okay. All right. You guys ready? Ready for the news AF? Okay, here we
I
go.
am.
A lot
Take
of
it
big stories to talk about. Besides, we already got the Aunt Becky story out of the way, Danny.
Mhm.
I was going to chime in on that, but no, you covered it. You're good.
Yeah. I don't want to see William H. Macy get away scot-free, though. I feel like that he shouldn't just let Felicity Huffman take the fall.
Yeah,
you
let's
should-
get him.
You should
Yeah.
do whatever you can to save yourself.
And Stamos probably that they should make sure that he wasn't involved also.
Even though he was
If
just
Aunt
her
Becky was
partner
involved, yes.
on Full House.
He was probably in on it. He
He probably
was.
was.
Yeah. Okay.
Zany scheme.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Here's it's time for News AF, everybody. All right. Buckle up. Settle in.
Unbuckled.
All right. Time to talk about news stories.
Okay.
All right. Here we go. Hey, everybody. What's going on? Rob Cisterino back here to talk about all the week's most interesting news stories for the week of Tuesday, March 12th, 2019, here on News AF.
If the story is buzzing like it's on crystal meth, it's about to be News AF. If the same old news makes you bored to death, it's time for some News AF. Actual, factual news.
Yes, the actual factual news team is here, and we're very excited to talk to you guys once again, like we do every week here on a Tuesday.
Every
about
week, rain or
all that-
shine.
everything
It's raining here,
that's going on. It's raining in Arizona.
and we're still doing it. Rain or shine, like I said.
Yes, our top story at this hour. Now, Tyson, is it true that I had gotten your resume straight from Lori Laughlin, and that it was impeccable credentials? Is it possible that I need to go back and look at your news resume?
No, that was before she started cheating.
Okay, all right. Tyson Apostle, everybody, and of course, here with us, the man of 1,000 hot soups, Danny Bryson. Danny, how are you?
Man of 1,000 hot soups.
Yes.
Made by third parties
Like
and then
10
put on display
hot
for the
soups.
masses to manhandle as they will.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? For Christmas, I'm buying you guys all hot soups.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to send
Yeah.
them to you, and you're going to enjoy them. And
Yep.
you're going to tell me how much you love a creamy soup, Tyson.
Tyson, do you feel like that Danny's love of the hot soup bar is a breakthrough? That I thought that the
In
rap
love?
on Danny was that Danny is afraid of germs, doesn't
Yep.
want any germs near him,
Yes.
wants to live in a bubble. Now he's out in
Yes.
the world,
And his heart is 3
eating
sizes
communal
too
hot soup.
Okay.
Yeah.
By the way, I switched to the fresh prepackaged soup. So, and I even
eating-
talked to the people behind the counter, and I said,
He's
"Look,
talking to
are you guys-
strangers.
are you guys just ladling old soup in, like when the cauldron gets down low? You're like, hey, put that into the
What are you,
fresh
Shane Dawson?
package." So I talked to them, and they said,
Yeah.
"No, I promise you, those soups, those ones were all packaged back here in the kitchen. They've never been out on the floor." I said, "Okay, that's good enough for me."
So you can buy a bowl of soup from behind the counter.
Yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
Well, why didn't you do this the whole time? And then we would have never had to have
I never
this.
thought about it. And then I just recently, I started buying the prepackaged soups. And then I realized, wait a minute, are they just repackaging uneaten soup, which would be the worst?
The worst.
And so I had a conversation with the nice looking gentleman behind the counter. And
do you think he was telling you the truth?
Yeah. Who knows in this world that we live in?
Shane Dawson
He
says
told me what I wanted to
they're
hear.
just taking all of the half-eaten soups and then pouring them back in.
That's what I thought. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The half-eaten.
He said otherwise. I can live in my bliss, my ignorant bliss.
Wow.
With my
you
hot
kind of have to
creamy
even just to go to restaurants and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you do.
Yeah,
You have
that's
to
cool.
be able
Think
to
about
block
it.
that out. Yeah.
Think about it. Danny, but do you feel like that have you turned a corner where you are out there and doing stuff that you wouldn't have done
I'll
a couple
tell you
years
why.
ago?
And
Last
he's
night-
never felt love before. And the fact that he can proclaim his love for a good old communal soup pot is crazy to me.
So last night my kid fell and got a cut on their head.
Oh no.
And my wife and I were arguing over if we should both go to the hospital.
Okay.
And
Like
I
stitches?
said, yeah, for stitches. And I
Oh,
said,
bummer.
I think just you should go. And she said, why? And I said, I can't do hospitals. It's just, I can't. They're
It's
so
true.
gross. And I feel like the grossest place on the planet Earth is a hospital.
Mm-hmm.
They try to make it clean, but then by making it smell clean, they've only made it smell worse. Now it smells too clean, like they're hiding something, like they just, they're concealing a crime. Yeah, they are. I know they are.
Hiding the stench of death.
So she was very, very upset that I didn't go with her. And so I cleaned the kitchen. I thought that was a pretty good.
A good
That's
trade.
good
Did she
trade,
think
right?
that was a good trade? Because she probably cleans the kitchen every day, and you clean it.
No,
once, and
actually,
it
we
made all the
have
difference.
we split up the housework pretty well.
Okay.
But I went above and beyond a little bit, like by 10%. And I don't think that at all made her happy. I mean, I think she was still pissed off. She had to go for 2 hours to the Instacare. And
Who was it, Ollie?
no, our youngest, it was Rome.
Oh, it was Rome.
Yeah.
How many stitches did she get?
She only had like 4.
Okay.
But Liz is all like worried
Okay,
about how
so-
it's going to make her look like, oh my gosh, it's going to ruin her face. It happened right here by your eyebrow. I'm like,
no,
no,
it's gonna look fine. Even
gonna
if there
look
is a
fine.
teeny scar there, it's gonna be fine.
it'll be super tough.
Yeah.
You can get a tattoo over it.
Exactly. Just like a full face tattoo over
Yeah.
that one little mark. When Danny's other best friend was hospitalized and on his deathbed, Danny refused to visit. them.
Yeah. I've had 3 friends go to the hospital very near the end. And I'm like, one, not like they're going to remember me in the afterlife. If there is an
Okay.
afterlife, they have more important things. And 2,
Like
hospitals are really
hitting
gross.
those virgins.
And also, I don't want to see a person at their lowest moment. It's awkward for me. It's probably awkward for them. It's just, let's wait till you're healthy and then have a lunch, not hot soup.
Mm-hmm. Did your friends recover, Danny?
Yeah, they all made
Okay.
great
They all did.
recoveries.
So
they
maybe
never
that's-
held it against me.
Okay.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, okay, but again, I could live in my ignorant bliss and assume that they never did.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, we've covered so much ground already, but we have so many news stories to get into at this hour. And, we talk a lot about our Facebook group, Group AF here on the live show. But let's talk about some other, Facebook has been riding a wave of great publicity for the last few years. And it
Just
looks
when
like
you think it can't get any
when
better.
it can't get any better, it looks like that Mark Zuckerberg, the miracle worker, America's most popular figure, has come up with a new idea. He wants to add mind reading capabilities to Facebook.
Mm. And is this picture that we have on the screen of the man with the head thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is what you wear. This is
Is that the
this
actual
is a
technology?
contraption that you just put this on, and then you plug this into your
Okay.
computer, and
Yes.
then you just let Facebook probe your brain, and then you don't have to say anything, and then Facebook, takes all of the data in your brain, and they don't give it to anybody else.
Okay.
And they don't
Good.
sell it to any
Perfect.
advertisers.
Yes.
Or foreign
And they don't
governments.
use it for any,
Manipulation.
illicit wrongdoing.
Okay.
They just want to make it easier for you to, be able to scroll through Facebook without, having to use your fingers, which are annoying.
yeah.
Yeah, fingers are so stupid.
Fingers are annoying.
I've got
Mhm.
these awkward man sausage
Old sausage fingers.
It's like so gross, scrolling super hard. My mouse thinks I'm using 2 fingers when I'm using 1.
Yeah. So that the theory here from a 2017 speech from Mark Zuckerberg, he says that our brains are producing enough data to stream 4 HD movies every second. Doesn't say which 4, but the problem is that the best way that we have to get this information out is our mouth, which moves very slow, only about as slow as a 1980s modem like Danny has at his house to connect to the internet.
Yeah.
And so
Apparently.
that this apparatus that Facebook is working on will allow you to type straight from your brain 5 times faster than you'd be able to do on your phone.
A lot of times the information coming out of people's mouths is even more than I want to hear.
Yeah, it's like, how fast do you need to type boobies or whatever the number one search term is? I mean, really, is it that much of an inconvenience? Very few of us are writing novels. Like maybe this is a good thing for someone writing an article.
No, but what he's saying is that you can put this apparatus on Danny, and then you can instantly communicate with me all of your deepest, darkest thoughts about me.
Again,
within a matter of a second. So then I could be like, whoa.
By the way, I'm all for this
I'm
technology.
intrigued.
Let me
Okay.
just say,
You like this?
I like anything that involves setting up a connection between our brains and a computer, because otherwise, how will News AF live in forever if we can't somehow transfer the consciousness to a computer? And this is
That's
step
right.
one.
Yeah.
Transfer our consciousnesses.
News AF
So should we be the
forever.
guinea pigs for this whole thing?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
gonna
sure.
do it.
I'm not going to, but I will support you too. And
Yeah.
I will work as hard as I can till my death on News AF.
Put the ball gag in my mouth, hook up my head with electrodes. I'm ready to communicate.
Put
Yeah, how
those
would that
suction
work?
cuppy things
Because-
on my forehead.
Like I think it would work for the person who was consuming the News AF, but how do we make News AF from just having this like hooked up to our brains?
Yeah.
No. The goal is this is just the beginning, right? This is the start of the technology that will allow us to eventually.
No, I know how it works.
Okay.
Mhm.
So
the other
picture
problem with this
Danny.
okay.
Picture Danny with his arms and legs tied around behind his back, and his head propped up with
What?
the suction cups and the
No.
electrodes on his head,
Yeah.
and a ball gag in his mouth, and then his eyelids are propped open so he can't close them, as the most recent news of the day from
Screams.
all over the world
Mhm.
is just constantly
No.
Yeah.
blasting past
I-
his face in a motion, and it's only for a split second, but his mind reads it, and then it goes into the electrodes, and then he can decipher what is
Yes.
News AF and what isn't.
So
And then
look,
his ball gag is designed to suck his voice out and then voice it into the computer, and so Danny just pretty much can lay there.
no.
Just
News
relax
AF
with
in the
his
future will be us three partially submerged in water, laying on our backs in like a salty
Yeah,
water.
salty
solution,
water.
right?
Yeah.
And
Saline.
we're hooked up like those 3 things in Minority Report,
Okay.
Yeah.
and we're all 3 of us are doing what Tyson described.
Hmm.
I don't know where our wives are, but
Long
in this
gone.
scenario, yeah, they're long gone. But the world relies upon us.
200 years gone.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And we just News AF forever.
So there will be no need to get like an implant to access Facebook by your brain. So what they are looking at is something that would be described as a shower cap looking device that would just surround your brain and discover connections between particular thoughts and particular blood flow or brain activity, which is going to be similar to the Oculus VR.
Plus, you
There's gonna
protect
be
your
a lot
newest
of-
haircut with that
There's
shower
going to be
cap.
a lot of racism out there.
Yeah.
That right there is a problem. The ability to focus on a task for a lengthy period of time is almost impossible. So this thing on my brain would be like, I'd be focused for maybe a minute or 2,
Yeah.
and then I'd instantly be distracted.
Blibbity
and then I'd
blibbity
be
blib.
upset.
I don't like people with only 9
Yeah.
fingers. And
Yeah,
you're like,
exactly.
Whoa, what? Why? And he has some weird reason.
Hmm.
Or like you go from maybe writing an email. I don't know why you would be, but whatever it is you're writing with your brain to thinking about your grocery list. It's just too much scatterbrain, I think, in most people. for
But
this
can the
to
shower
do.
cap decipher between those?
Maybe in the future, but the
Maybe.
early shower
Is this
caps.
just a ploy by Facebook to sell shower caps at an unreasonable price?
Maybe you get be an early adopter and join the Kickstarter to get the shower cap early. No, but I really think that we should get the Facebook moderators to be the first people to try this. Imagine that the Facebook moderators at that facility where they would be able to just like get all of the flagged content into their brain at one time. That it like 4 HD 4K movies, Danny, at once of everything going on Facebook.
All the filth of the internet
all at once.
So you're on board with this too, Danny?
No, I am not. I don't want humans to be moderating content. I think that they should dump more money, take it from this project and put it into AI moderators, because no human should have to sort through that filth day after day.
Okay.
Even an elderly person that's close to their deathbed.
Well, the good idea you had, Tyson, was that the owners and the people who run these websites, they should be moderating every day to know what they've made.
Okay.
And also people who are in prison for life.
No.
Yeah, because they're not getting back out. They're not getting back out.
Yeah, but they're not qualified to flag material.
They're like, it's fine.
They can get awards for good behavior, though, if they get it right. Yeah, Pavlov's dog.
Okay.
Give him a cookie.
We talk so much about the negative news about Facebook. Let's try to sloth terrarium this thing for a minute. How do we save Facebook, Danny?
Here's the problem. And I was thinking about this. I was listening to a podcast about Twitter the other day. And the problem isn't the platform. The problem are the people on the platform, which is like, no brainer. Yeah. And unless you can improve people, no matter what you do, you're going to just have jackasses all over the internet, ruining all the good things we could be using.
This is the problem.
To better the world.
This is the problem with people, Facebook.
Not platforms.
Instagram is so simple. It's a photo. And then if somebody posts a huge old long, like spiritual thought, you can just say TLDR, cool photo. Facebook does all of these things and more, because you can share as much fake news as you want on there. You can do whatever stuff. You can propagate whatever you want. And they need to get back to the good old days where it's like, you can only have 9 photos on here because that's our capacity. And you can only, like, if they could somehow simplify it but in a way that people were stoked on, be like, we think everyone should spend more time with their families. That's why we're simplifying Facebook.
None of that will change anything. You can simplify it. You can put restrictions. You can get AI moderators. But at the end of the day, if the people using the platform are garbage, the platform's garbage. Until you improve people, you can't improve it.
Okay. All right. So we got a lot of ideas on the table. Let me throw you some radical proposals for Facebook.
Okay. From who?
Number 1, Mark Zuckerberg comes out, says, hey, we got a lot of problems. We need to fix what's going on. We are shutting down Facebook for 1 month, 30 days, taking it offline. And we're like, oh my God, wait, I need Facebook. All right, so now you got FOMO. People are like, hey, I miss Facebook. Facebook was around for me to like kick every 5 seconds, blame all of the problems of the world on Facebook. What do I do now? All right, Facebook comes back and they make some minor changes, but now costs 99 cents a month to be on Facebook. Okay, now you're gonna like all of like the bottom feeders, worst people on Facebook. They're not gonna pay 99 cents. So now only the people that want to be in there. Well, I think some people, the best people, might pay. It's 99 cents.
All right, keep going, Rob.
Okay, and then also, I don't know. I feel like that's step 1 and 2.
That would help. Those would definitely help, I think, Rob. I think that by the month break, a lot of people might not come back, which could be a good thing. I think the 99 cents, the financial barrier, would kind of get rid of those people who just got on to troll other people. But at the end of the day,
9 different accounts. Yeah.
I think what if they just sold Facebook to Amazon?
Sold it to Amazon?
Yeah.
No.
I don't know.
No. There's really, again, there's no way to improve this unless people can improve themselves. It's just people suck so bad.
What if we made it $500 a month?
$500 a month to be
there? It doesn't matter.
And only people that went to Fire Festival can join.
I would say all you do, but every time you increase the price, all you do is change the type of trolls that are on there.
Okay. All right, let's talk about some of our other news stories at this hour because we got a lot to get to still today, and we got some hipster news to talk about. We haven't talked about hipsters in a while, Tyson.
Mm-hmm. We miss
This
them.
was huge. This story was huge.
Okay, Tyson, would you say that all hipsters in your mind look alike?
I mean, I would definitely say that they are similar in their look and dress and attitude.
Could you tell one hipster from another?
Yeah, but sometimes you can't.
Sometimes you can't.
Yeah. I mean, if you put a row of hipsters in front of me, I could point out the differences between them, like that game in Highlights magazine growing up where.
But would you be able to pick one out of a lineup of other hipsters? Like which one of these hipsters
made your latte this morning?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Would you be able to do it?
I mean, if I knew beforehand that was the challenge, but if you just caught me off guard and were like, which one of these did this for you this morning? And then which one of them was listening to the oversized headphones in public, like a doofus? You're like, that one.
Okay.
I don't know. That'd be tough.
So there's some evidence to support that, yes, all the hipsters do look alike, and this came to be because of some things going on. Here is the story of a man who complained about a picture of him that was used against his will by Getty Images, and it turns out that the man in question who was complaining that they used his photo was not the man in the picture.
So good. This is like so hipster. It's like the most hipster thing. Like, how can I squeeze some money out of these people using my image illegally?
That's a hipster thing?
Well, so he can stay living in his mom's basement and not have to get a job.
Yeah. Yeah. And then it's not even him. The shame he must feel.
Yes.
Is this his tweet?
Is that it?
Is this Gideon Litchfield's tweet?
So Gideon Litchfield is the man that wrote the
article.
that wrote the paper on this, and then
I wanted the actual man.
So there was a stock image of this hipster, and then he was contacted by a hipster who said, "Hey, you're using a picture of me without my consent." After some investigation, it turns out that was not actually the man in question.
And he was offended that they would think that all hipsters look the same. That was a big part of the story earlier.
That is correct. That is correct.
And then it turns out that it was not him, and that he did look exactly like a stock photo.
Yes.
But that's not even the best part of the story. This story ties into something that I've talked to people about. This guy who came up with a math formula to prove the hipster effect is real.
Can you explain that, Danny?
So this is probably a year ago, maybe even more. A guy wrote a math paper about how basically it sounds like the more you try to be different, the more you become like a certain group. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So he wrote here that, for instance, in his paper, he writes, if a majority of individuals shave their beard, then most hipsters will want to grow a beard. And if this trend propagates to a majority of the population, it will lead to new synchronized switch to shaving on the part of the hipsters because beards have become the norm. In this way, they actually create the trends they will soon try to escape.
Okay, so a hipster is sort of like, this is only what a hipster looks like today, but 5 years from now, a hipster could be clean cut, wearing a suit and tie, and completely
going to a cubicle job.
And by the way, hipsters, it's basically people who are counterculture. Like you had the hippies, you had, the 80s. I mean, all these trends come out of trying not to be like your parents or trying not to be like the squares. And what all ends up happening is instead of trying to be different, you actually end up being the same.
Or the same.
How I've always felt.
Yes. Everybody is original.
Mm-hmm.
And that makes everybody not original.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
did you get that, Rob?
I got that.
I didn't get that. That went over my head, Tyson. It's too deep.
Do you want me to tell you again?
Could you slow it down for me?
Okay.
Could you send it to me over the brain messenger? Because maybe that'll help. Whoa. Is that what your brain?
Hold the microphone up to your brain.
Yeah. See if it sends me the message. Okay, now I get it.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
Boom. Yeah.
So, and this totally makes sense. I mean, you see it all the time in college age people and young people. They're very simple minded.
Mm-hmm.
And they try too hard to be
our
different.
college fans out there.
No, but not all of them, obviously. They try too hard to be
woke
different.
ones like us.
To be different, they become like everybody else.
Okay. All right. So you support the research here, Danny.
Oh yeah, I think that we should take some of the government funding we're putting into other places and put it into hipster research, so that they can be rehabilitated and re-educated and reintroduced to society.
Okay. All right. Let's talk about a very sad story from this week that a lot of our listeners wanted us to weigh in on. Actually, a tragic story about a billionaire who was undergoing a medical procedure. And the man's name is he's a diamond trader, and his name was Ehud Ari Lanyard. And he was a 65-year-old man who died very sadly while he was undergoing a medical procedure in Paris, Tyson.
An obligatory medical procedure.
Yes.
Is that true? Was it obligatory, Tyson?
Yes. Well, the reason why this story has made the rounds is that he died undergoing a penis enlargement procedure.
Oh, an augmentation.
There's so many things about this story that blows my mind. Why at 65 would you decide that this procedure is necessary? You've lived your whole life, some of your most sexually active years.
Mm-hmm.
They're all behind you. And then all of a sudden, did he get a younger girlfriend? I mean, what happened at 65?
Technology advances, Danny.
You think finally the technology was there to give him the dong he always wanted?
I guess it's not there.
I mean, when you're a billionaire and you're out there hanging dong 24/7,
right?
You got to look plump, bro.
The other thing is, when you go to a place to get this procedure, you would want to maybe set up a backstory, have a cover story ready, just in case. Like, I went in for knee surgery, right?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of like,
like make it go to my knee.
So you get
surgery.
Yeah,
so you get two surgeries at the same time.
Yes, and then when you die, you can blame it on the boring one, like the knee, rather than he died during the dong enlargement procedure.
Augmentation.
I like enlargement, but augmentation. But you know what I'm saying? Like, there's so much. 65 years old, no backstory, and then it's like dying is terrible enough, but to die with this being your story that they talk about at your funeral, that they tell the grandchildren about. How did Grandpa die? He didn't die in the war. He died on the operation table trying to enlarge his micropenis.
Yes.
I mean, it's just the worst thing ever. I mean, at least he lived his life as a billionaire, and I'm sure that he doesn't care, but still.
Well, he was in the diamond trade. It's fitting that he goes out with a procedure on the family jewels, Tyson.
How long have you been sitting on that joke?
Like 10 seconds.
That's such a good one. Oh, should we just end the podcast right there?
Good night, everybody. Thank you. We'll see you next time. They say that things went wrong once a substance was injected into the phallus, Tyson.
Yeah, I can imagine things going wrong.
Did he get this procedure done in Mexico? Because I have heard
Paris.
Oh, Paris.
In Paris.
Yeah.
So, Danny, your upcoming trip, maybe you want to rethink some of the things you're doing out there.
Yeah.
I'm just going to change clinics. I'm obviously
okay.
You're going to go to a different guy now.
Yeah.
Do we need to bring in Dr. Mike for expertise on this?
I think he can hit us up on Twitter about his thoughts.
I think he used to listen to News AF. I'm not sure. We'll find out if he still listens, because
this is a test. We should do this more often. Just test people, see if they're listening.
Yeah, I think this is one of the procedures that he does work on.
Here is a space where Zuckerberg can take his technology and his money and make it he needs to make this safer. Dong operations for billionaires. Can you make those safe, Zuckerberg? Put aside the mind reading and maybe dong enhancement surgery.
Why couldn't this have been Zuckerberg, the billion?
Yeah. All right.
Why don't we, maybe, never mind.
Were you going to say get a GoFundMe going, Tyson, so you can go out there and check out this?
Get a GoFundMe for this gentleman's family.
No. But you could have the procedure just to see what it's like.
Yeah.
Reporting from the field.
Oh, you think I should?
Mm-hmm.
Then you could live vicariously as he would have liked to.
Okay. So every time that I'm hanging dong with my plump old donger,
Yes.
with the scar down the.
Well, maybe his estate should start a scholarship where one person a year would get to have the operation done correctly, and then can go on and live as he would have liked to.
This guy could have died in total, just peacefully died on his
anonymity.
Yeah, but instead he died during this procedure, and everyone, I guarantee there are people all over the globe making fun of him and talking about this story. Was it worth it? I mean, you lived your whole life.
Well, we don't know. We don't know how big he was going for, Danny.
Maybe he got greedy. That could be the problem. Maybe they're like,
flew too close to the sun.
Flew too close.
A little too close to the sun. Yeah, they're like, sir, we don't recommend the the triple R.
Yeah,
for a man of your stature. And he's like, I want it. This is my money. I'm a billionaire. I get what I want. And he went against the
sir. It's not structurally sound. God damn it! Give me what I paid for.
It's not. Your knees will buckle.
Your knees will buckle. Oh boy. All right. Sad story.
I mean,
could have
you're gonna
have a sad story in different circumstances, but he's made it a joke.
Sure, you're gonna have the giantest dogger in the world, but you're gonna have permanent back pains. I don't care.
Right.
Put it on, damn it.
Yeah.
Dude, when my back went out, I almost thought about cutting everything off that was not necessary vital to me just living.
Yeah. Danny, would the way to have been to find a very poor man who was well endowed and get the penis swap operation?
I think the swap is more dangerous.
That's more dangerous
because you might have what do they call it? Transplant rejection.
Oh,
like your body rejects the new larger dong,
or maybe the larger dong rejects the body and you die with the giant penis killing you off.
But the dong lives on, like like Tobias in Arrested Development when he gets the hair transplants and it slowly weakens him.
Yeah,
turn it around, but he refuses to cut it off.
Exactly. See.
Okay. Let's talk about another story.
Condolences to the family.
Okay.
You better go on to a different story because this could.
All right, Tyson, our tropical fruit expert, to tell us about this story. Have you seen that all of the hubbub about maybe we've been eating a pineapple wrong our whole lives, as this image has been circulating all over the internet, showing about how a pineapple, you do not even need a knife. You just can peel off a pineapple by the piece, Tyson.
This is incredible.
No,
you know about
it's
this?
not. No,
segment.
It's not incredible, Danny.
Can you do this?
No.
Can you do this to the whole pineapple, Danny?
I don't think so. Look, when I saw the very first video, oh, you've been eating your pineapples wrong headline. Whoa, wow, really? I don't want to be shamed at a party for eating a pineapple wrong. So I clicked on it and I watched the video and part of me is like, that was too easy. It looked slightly staged. So
you got a pineapple.
A million people have gone out and shot videos of them trying to do it. And while it can be done, it is not as easy as the original show.
Okay, so is this trick photography, Danny?
Or like the perfect pineapple?
Yes, that's kind of what I think. I think it might be a rare case, like the perfectly ripe pineapple that's the right size. Or maybe they helped it along a little bit with some cutting tools. Yes. I don't know.
Maybe they injected the pineapple with a solution to make it more plump and juicy.
Yeah, you add a little bit of girth, and it's easier to rip out those strands. But I was kind of bothered.
A one-day procedure in and out.
For your pineapple.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was kind of bothered by this video because it made it look so easy. I almost went out and bought a pineapple right then.
Tyson, do you think you could pull this off?
Yeah, I think. I mean, look at all those other segments are just kind of breaking apart underneath that thumb as he's pulling on the one. It looks like, I mean, when I picture a pineapple, it does kind of seem like it's constructed this way to maybe perform like this.
Yeah.
But, I've never seen that done. I've never done it in real life. I think the pineapple has to be like really ripe if it's going to really do this.
Okay. All right.
So I encourage you to go out and find videos of other people trying to do this. Nobody in the videos I saw had as easy a time. Can recreate it like him.
We even had some of our listeners recreating the American Cheese Challenge this week. Did you see that, Danny?
Yeah.
Right after we finished, there was someone who wrote a disparaging article about the cheese challenge.
What did they say?
And I thought, finally, there's a challenge. It was basically saying that, do the kids want cheese thrown on their face? It's like, do the kids want to go to school or learn to read?
Yeah.
Or do
we're doing what's best for them.
Yeah. The cheese, this is the best thing we can do. But yeah, I was a big supporter of the cheese challenge.
Yeah. Okay. Let's keep going and talk about another big story. Oh, a very sad food story this week. We always talk about the food spills here on the show. It's estimated that 8,000 more bottles of ranch dressing needed to be cleaned up after a truck crash last week. Tyson, how big of a disaster is the loss of all this ranch dressing?
Almost zero. I mean, the biggest disaster is they're cleaning it up. What they should be doing is like shipping it to an incinerator. If I'm ever as rich as Zuckerberg,
or the guy that had the operation,
if I end up getting into his scholarship program and live through my operation, I'm going to spend my days destroying all ranch dressing.
Yeah. The bottles of ranch dressing have spilled from the truck. Now, does it seem like that all of these bottles opened? It seems like a lot of these bottles are closed. Based on the pictures.
Yeah, they're still good.
One open.
Yeah. Is it because that the driver was lost trying to find the hidden valley, Danny?
So he thought it was like getting into Wakanda. He's like, I just drive right into this cliff. And it should open up for me, and the hidden valley will be there.
Yeah, try to find it.
That's good.
Yeah,
or into the water or whatever. Where, because it says on the I-70, was this in Utah, Nevada, California, Wyoming?
This is on east of Clear Spring, along the little. Don't ask me to pronounce that.
Okay,
Conecuiga Creek.
Oh my gosh, I cannot find any sign of where this took place.
Yeah. So that's where it is. If people have more information.
Some carrots. Oh, yeah. I thought you were going to say some vegetables that need to be flavored.
Some celery.
Yeah, some celery. You know, we had a semi crash that had some interesting cargo. It was full of missiles. And the guy crashed, and they proved that he was being reckless. And I thought, if your cargo was missiles, and I know they might be inert, but if they're missiles, wouldn't you take care to drive slow and responsibly?
Ideally, yeah.
Like ranch dressing, no big deal. You crash, everybody gets a laugh.
Ranch dressing, if you're me, you're trying to crash.
Yeah, but if you're carrying missiles, I just thought you should be more careful, buddy. Maybe they should hire people who are a little bit more, careful when they drive.
I think with these polarizing food products, they need to maybe vet the driver first and be like, so if you were to have a romaine salad, what would you put on it? What would be your ideal salad build?
All right, here's a plate of hot wings. What do you do?
Yeah, what do you
Pop quiz, hot shot. What do you got?
As the blue cheese guy, you don't want him driving ranch around,
Yeah, you're right. Just in case that totally makes sense.
So,
like what you were saying, you don't want a Tyson driving a truckload of creamy soup.
It's never getting where it's going.
So we want the trucker invested in the product.
Yeah, yes. You want them to have a love and an affinity for the product.
Or respect, if it's something.
Then you probably don't even have to pay them.
She's like, just doing my job, just getting this blue cheese where it belongs.
Sharing the good word.
Putting smiles on children's faces.
You could pay me in blue cheese. That's fine.
See?
Okay. All right. And I've got one other story before we get to the bolt hole. So fans of Ariana Grande are upset with Starbucks after they announced that they were going to be doing an Ariana Grande inspired drink. The Caramel Cloud Macchiato, And the Ariana Grande fans showed up en masse, but they are not happy because you cannot get a vegan Grande cloud macchiato, Danny.
I just wish some of these pop artists, it seems like they're eternally young and they just don't get any older. And Ariana is one of those. I just wish they would age and their fans would age. And then I wouldn't have to deal with stupid stories like this.
Wait, what, you're mad that Ariana Grande isn't old enough?
Yeah, because it's
She's
like
not getting old and wrinkly like we want her
no,
to.
it's like not just her, but her.
How old is she really? What is she, like 26?
No, 21.
Is she? Is she 20? Look, Justin Bieber just turned 25, and I swear Justin Bieber has been around as long as I've been around.
I know her brother is like 42. 25, Ariana Grande.
She's 25. I mean,
Yes.
I just want some of these pop artists and their fans to grow up so that stories like this is more annoying to me than Broga.
I'm surprised that Justin Bieber is only 25. I
I know.
That
I'm
he's
telling
older.
you,
I would have thought
he has
like
been
30.
around
Yeah.
so long
He's been around.
that I am like always shocked when his birthday
He was
comes around.
discovered on YouTube at like 12.
Yeah.
It's just never going to end.
Okay. So Danny is mad that Ariana Grande is not older than him yet.
Because then her fans would have older problems, like being mistaken as a hipster in a hipster advertisement. I mean, that's an older problem.
Yeah.
Now, Ariana Grande has cut animal products out of her diet since 2013, but her Starbucks drink includes egg white powder, which is on the ingredient list to make the cloud macchiato.
That's weird.
Egg white powder.
So is this something that she came up with, or like that she is supporting or getting paid for?
I'm not sure if this is a tie-in with if she's being paid,
or is are they just like it's inspired by her because we saw her drink a drink one time?
Well, they do have the grande size at Starbucks, so I'm not sure
Right.
necessarily if this is just a like we need Ariana on board with Starbucks because we need to tie in the market the Ariana Grande size of coffee.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you've brought her in, or if you're using her as a marketing tool, I do see there is some complaint. Like you should be consulting with her, right?
Mhm.
And if she doesn't do animal products, okay, fine, she should have a say.
For sure.
But if this isn't that, then Starbucks can make whatever they want and
Exactly.
people drink it or not. I mean, it's up to them. But with your bucks,
think
Danny, does
we're all on the
Starbucks
same page.
need to get back in the right with fans, and should they do a Pete Davidson inspired coffee drink? The Pete Davidson
Spilled with
dark
S-
coffee with a cigarette butt.
yeah.
the P is the size girthy and it's filled with like
they call it
garbage.
Yeah. The big venti energy quadruple of
Cigarette
shot of espresso cracked out Pete Davidson drink.
Can I get a latte girthy?
One butthole eyes, please.
That insult, it's so mean, and yet I can't help but enjoy hearing it said. It's like I want to be a better person. I want to, the solving the Facebook problem should start with me since I'm complaining about it. But when someone says butthole eyes, I still laugh. So obviously, it's not going to be me or my generation.
Okay. Danny, are you ready to take us away to your bolt hole?
Only after the music, because the music.
Oh, I
sets the
forgot
mood.
about that. That's
Yeah, we were just gonna forgo it
Okay.
this time.
All right, here we go. Here is the music to take us ever so gently into Danny's bolt hole.
Welcome to my bolt hole. I think you're gonna like it. I think you're gonna feel you belong.
Yeah.
Do-do-do-do.
A cloud macchiato
Do
with extra egg white powder.
girth. All right, guys. We've talked a couple times. Actually, one of our greatest stories, according to listeners, came from the idea of user agreements and how none of us read them, and how eventually we'll all be enslaved by a user agreement we didn't read.
Yes.
Right. In the Galactic Salt Mine.
Of yesterday.
And that same podcast I was listening to about Twitter, one of the lawyers on the podcast said that she would like to reduce Twitter to, like a 20-point thing, not like a 40
Should be
page
280 characters. That's it.
Yeah,
Terms
that
of
would be
service
great.
should be the exact amount of letters that you have to write a tweet.
And hopefully that's where this is all leading. I don't think so, because I think that there's a lot of stuff companies want to bury in the fine print, and they know that most people
certainly
will never read it.
Yeah.
But there's one woman who does read every single agreement she signs, no matter what
she
it
doesn't
is.
have a job or what?
No, she is. I think she says she's a teacher, and she tells her students to read it. And so in order to practice what she preaches, she reads every agreement. And I'm sure some of you saw this story. She read the fine print on her insurance policy and won $10,000.
Wow.
Because for once in the policy wasn't an agreement to sign off your children to work at the salt mines, but was a contest that said, if you've read this, contact us right now and you'll win $10,000.
What was the point? Why would a company do that?
They were trying to encourage people to read the fine print. And so they were going to have this thing go on for a year. Unfortunately, she won it on the very first day of the contest.
Oh, wow.
So what company was this? What insurance company is this?
It was a St. Petersburg-based insurance company called Squaremouth.
Okay, Squaremouth, where we want you to read the fine print. We're giving money away, so make sure you read the fine print on Squaremouth.
In some ways, this has helped, right?
It's not a good name either.
No, it's not. It's not a good name, but at least the story's kind of blown up, so maybe it'll encourage people for a small amount of time to read their agreements, but then eventually everybody will go back to just clicking I agree. I actually now get upset. It's like, why don't you just assume I'm going to agree, because I've never ever not agreed or asked you to email me the agreement. So let's just, is there a function on my computer where I can just say, assume I will agree to everything, and then I never ever have to click one of those boxes again?
Yeah,
but that's not for this lady.
No, she has to read everything.
She read, it said it was a 4,000 word document. And she read every word she said, and she reads every word. So good for her. I know I'd like to hire her to read all of my terms and agreements.
Okay.
That's what we need. We need you know what? How about that for Slotharium? We need someone to read through all the policies. I mean, that's a lot of trust in one individual, but they can read through the policies, and then they can, and I'm sure there's people out there who do this willingly.
Yeah.
Like I'm blonde.
No, I think I think they have this job. I think it's called a lawyer.
Yeah. Lawyer.
You know, that's kind of, they look at a
like,
contract and they say like, oh yeah, this is good, this is bad.
I want it to be like Tyson, a person like Tyson, who can then turn around and put it into terms I would understand and send it to me. He can have the brain reading tool, so he can write it super fast, just a summary, you know, and then send it off to me in Tyson terms.
Okay.
And I would love that. I don't want lawyer, because the lawyer's going to turn around and he's still going to throw in lawyer speak, so that I'm like, oh, I should be paying him a lot of money because listen to his language. Whereas Tyson turn around and Tyson speak. Tyson
sound like a stupid moron.
And I'm like, oh, I get this. This I understand.
Yeah, it's almost too dumb.
But that's how it should be. It should be so dumb my 6-year-old can read it.
Here's a penny for your thoughts, Tyson. Thank you. Much cheaper than a lawyer. So
just everybody know that there was a contest once that gave $10,000 to a person who read the agreement. That'll probably never happen again, but go ahead and read your agreements anyway.
Yeah, just look for the word contest.
Yeah, do a computer search.
Do a Google search.
Yeah, contest.
Contest, prize, not found.
Win. Yeah.
Okay, discard.
Okay. All right, forget it. All right, yeah, anything else you want to mention today?
No, that's it.
Okay. All right. Tyson, you want to check out any reviews for newsaf.news in the Apple Podcast Store, the #1 news podcast in all of Apple Podcasts, News AF.
Yep.
Is that real news?
I mean, we use a different metric.
Yeah.
We pulled this panel.
Oh yeah,
we pulled 3 gentlemen.
Yes.
So
Yes. And it was the #1 news podcast on Apple Podcasts, according to our recent poll
yes, of us.
of us.
I'm also pulling up all my insurance.
Yes, you're looking for. Did you win any money?
Quick.
Did you win
Not
any
yet.
money?
I'm going to read through all of them.
Okay. I don't normally do this. Do we have any questions
got
from
one.
the live chat? We are streaming
Yeah.
live here today. If you have any questions for us, either on Facebook or YouTube or Periscope or Twitch, you can go ahead and give us we'll open up a question. We've got a little bit of time left here at the end of the show. Tyson, all right, how are those reviews looking?
We got one.
One. Okay.
I haven't fully vetted it, but we're going to dive into it
Dive
anyway.
in.
Changed my life, 5 stars by J. Wrightson 2525.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there in my bathtub in the wee hours of the night. The tub is full of black beans as always. And I'm loving it. My mind starts racing and for some reason makes me open up to my podcast feed. At the top of the list was News AF, and I could tell the beans wanted me to listen. I laid there for an hour surrounded by beans while I listened intently. As I bathe in beans weekly, I remember how it usually feels. This time, though, it was different. News AF brought these beans to life, and I could see the faces of Rob, Tyson, and Danny in each and every bean. I'll never look at these weekly bean baths the same after this crazy experience.
Wow.
And from now on, we'll always listen to News AF as I bathe in these beans.
How do you get the beans out of the bathtub?
I had to jump
Bigger
back
drain.
in the tub just to write this review. I wish I could give this podcast 5 beans, but I'll just settle for 5 stars.
I do. This guy really makes me want to get into some warm beans.
Yeah, but he
I
said he was there for an hour. Don't they get cold? And then at that point, isn't it gross? And it's not creamy soup, Danny. It's beans. I like black beans.
Still. Yeah, I do like black beans. I
Yeah.
wonder just, I would like to, yeah.
Do you go to like the spa and they're like, what beans do you want to bathe in today? Pinto or black beans?
We do mud. Well, I brought my own beans. So
Yeah.
can you get rid of that mud?
Yeah, I do go to
some of these beans.
I do go to a spa in the back of a Chipotle.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. Refried pinto or black.
This guy probably works at a Taco Bell, and he got the bean idea from putting his hand into the black beans when he was just waiting for customers. He's like, this actually feels really good. And so he
Yeah.
got some of those massive cans and
Wow.
filled up his tub. And now, dude, he takes a bean.
Did you
bath.
say massive cans?
Yeah. Cans of beans.
Oh.
Okay. No, that's
All right. Let me give you some rapid fire questions from the chat.
Okay.
Ghost Pepper McChicken, yay or nay? You in or out,
Yes.
Danny?
Yes, I think
Yeah,
that's
I'll
the-
try it too. Yes.
Cover
Okay.
up the taste of that McChicken.
Wings, ranch or blue cheese? That's from Passenger Shaming.
No.
Ranch. And you say nothing.
Yep.
Okay. How big are the Carolina Reapers this summer, Big Vascular D? Or how many Carolina Reapers this summer?
Which one's hotter on the scale of pepper hotness? The Carolina Reaper or the Ghost?
The Reaper, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't think I want to go any higher. I think I peaked pepper wise.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter the size. They're not entering my orifice.
Okay.
None of them are.
No.
You
I
quit
mean,
the pepper game?
If you made the McChicken Ghost Pepper, I would try that.
Yeah.
Kristen on YouTube says, I love the Ghost Pepper McChicken. It wasn't quite as spicy as I expected, but it made me sweat a little.
Wait, this is a real thing?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Get there, Danny. You got lunch with Nick today?
But Adam in the
Yeah?
chat says, I almost died, Kristen, so be careful.
well, I'm going to try this. I don't know if they have it here, but
Yeah, they do. It's
how do you know?
nationwide
You
at
live in
McDonald's.
Phoenix. We don't
Come
live
on,
in the
bro.
same place.
Yeah, but did you know that McDonald's is a large chain?
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that everything goes to every branch.
Super
Some
hot.
ideas go to very regional areas.
Okay, I'm gonna call your local branch and then
Okay,
I'll call
please
you.
do. Yes.
Okay. All right. Should Danny eat a Ghost Pepper McChicken on the air?
Well, now I don't want him to.
No, now he's punished. Okay. All right. Anything else that we want to talk about this week? Should Danny drink a cloud macchiato grande on
Yeah.
the air?
He should.
What's a cloud?
That's
What?
the
The
Ariana,
Ariana
Grande.
Grande drink.
Does it only come in the one size?
I think you can only get it grande.
What
Yeah.
size is the grande? Is that the biggest?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think it's the middle.
honestly, I don't understand their sizing.
Yeah.
I feel like so when I go
Which is
into
ironic because she's very small, but they
Yeah.
call that tall.
So when I go into Starbucks, I don't go there often enough to know their sizing thing. And I know a lot of people probably go in there and they're like, I just want a large, whatever that one is. And so I am saying that, but at the same time, they're thinking, I know what it is, but I'm just refusing to say it. But also, if I did know what it was, I probably would also refuse to say it.
Yeah, I don't know if they got away from that also, because when I go in there, I don't see it on the menu. Like, I feel like I need it, like post it and I'll say it. But I feel like they don't even have that anymore.
Yeah.
Tyson, Michael in the chat is getting upset that I haven't asked you the question of why did you move away from Utah?
Because we wanted to get out of the cold weather.
Get away from Danny.
And Danny.
Get away from Danny.
My wife thought me and Danny were growing too close.
Yeah.
No, we wanted to get out of the cold, and Rachel's family is down here. I wanted to go to Hawaii, but Rachel said that was too far, and I said that's the point.
Yeah, but wait until she hears about the pineapple trick.
Yep.
Oh, dude. I'm going to show her right now, see if I can get her to go to Hawaii.
She'll say, pack my bags, Tyson.
Yeah, we're off.
Let's go. Let's get it. Okay.
And Arizona is very, very affordable compared to many other places in the country.
Okay. All right. Michael says, I get that. Thank you. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
You're welcome, Michael.
All right. Let's wrap things up. Great news AF today. Nice, tight show this week. We'll be back again next Tuesday. Danny, any big St. Patrick's Day plans this weekend?
Oh, he loves St. Patrick's Day. That's one of his favorite holidays.
I better wear green.
Yeah. Will you
My kids will annoy me all day if I don't.
Will you be putting any green dye in any of your soups?
A green dye will. I guarantee you, green dye will make it into one of my food items of the day for sure.
By choice or no?
Won't be by choice. I'll probably end up eating like green pancakes or something. It's such a weird holiday.
Green that you came up with.
Yeah, it's like all these holidays. As I get older, I realize how stupid so many of these holidays are.
Yeah, you don't like
You're just
it?
realizing that.
Like, get off my lawn. Yeah, I am, because when you're young, you think it's cool that you have a reason to do something, and then as you get older, you're like, I have a reason to do something every single day.
Yes.
Like if I want green dye in my pancakes, I shouldn't have to wait until St. Patrick's Day.
If I want presents from Santa, I'll go get them right now at Target.
Yeah. If I want to give someone a gift, I can do it right now. If I want to tell someone I love them, I should do it right now.
Right.
Instead of like, oh wait, no, there's a day for that. I better wait until it comes around.
Mm-hmm.
Good point.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Tyson, anything else that you want to add?
No, I love you all.
Okay.
Oh.
All right. So much love on the News AF panel. We'll be back again next week to break it all down. Once again, thanks so much to Scott St. Pierre for putting this all together. Take care, everybody. Have a good one. Bye.
We did it, guys.